Hey everybody, JB Buno here with you live on WFLA Now, and you can see here on the right side of your screen, this is a live picture from our tower cam, and you can see that it is absolutely pouring out. We have live coverage coming your way here soon. Meteorologist Ian Oliver standing by here to give us some sort of an update here as to what is passing through here, the Tampa Bay area. We're about to throw up the Max Defender radar. You can see, if you look really closely here in the bottom section of your screen, you can see some of the cars that are passing by here. I think that we're going to bring up a new weather system here and hopefully get that ready to go. Let's bring in Ian Oliver here if we can. And Ian, looking here, everybody, from Max Defender 8, you can see that it is absolutely pouring here with thunderstorms that are now passing by the viewing area.
Yeah, good afternoon, JB. Unfortunately, we talked about how we thought we could get the boat parade in, but it was going to be the late afternoon into the evening hours where we were expecting a good coverage of showers and thunderstorms, and that's exactly what we're tracking now on Max Defender 8. This is a loop over the last 30 minutes, and you've heard some big booms just from our News Channel 8 studios here in downtown Tampa. This thunderstorm developed just off to our south and east about half an hour ago and then moved directly above us. So this is obviously a big hazard to the folks that are out at Riverfront Park, Julian B. Lane, because of the lightning danger associated with this. Of course, we had our good lightning, and now we're tracking bad lightning with these thunderstorms. These are fast movers, though, and the threat really, as we move on through the next several hours, is going to be the potential, not only with the lightning danger, of course, but also some gusty winds being produced by these thunderstorms. There's cooler air aloft in the atmosphere, obviously a lot of heat and humidity. If you were out celebrating today, you know that, with temperatures surging up into the low 90s. I think the unofficial high temperature so far was about 92 degrees in Tampa. So the heat and humidity with active sea breezes giving rise to these showers and thunderstorms. So I'll zoom out a little bit on Max Defender 8. You can see that scattered coverage across the area, but of course right now what we're tracking closely is that thunderstorm that's right above downtown Tampa because, of course, of the celebrations ongoing across the city. So this is a very heavy downpour at this point, producing some gusty winds over downtown Tampa. But what's really dangerous, as you can see just over the last 10 minutes or so, the very end of the loop, those white lines that pop up, those are indicating cloud-to-ground lightning strikes, JB, and that's the danger right now, right above downtown Tampa.
Again, Ian Oliver here with us, everybody, tracking this, and we're going to get an update as to what is going on at Julian B. Lane, Riverfront Park. All of our commenters joining us. Maybe we have some commenters out there that are joining us again. We were live here for the boat parade for the Lightning, the Parade of Champions through downtown Tampa. They finally get to Julian B. Lane, and they get underway around 2:20, 2:30 or so, and then all of a sudden the skies got a little bit gray, and then we looked outside and it's just water going sideways. In fact, let's go to our WFLA tower cam here, split screen on the left side of your screen. You can see that is our tower cam. That's usually a beautiful, bright picture of the Tampa skyline. Right now, I don't know if we can see very much far beyond the bridge there that you see some of the cars that are passing by there in the bottom left-hand portion of your screen. Right side of your screen, Max Defender 8. And the big question, Ian, is when is this going to pass through the area? Do we have any timetable as to when at least the worst of the thunder and lightning activity could be clearing out here?
Yeah, JB, I don't know if you have the ability to pull up Weather 1 as a possibility, too.
Yes,
I just
sir.
pulled up our camera out at Winters and Yonker. That's looking out towards Bayshore Boulevard. So there you go. Obviously, the zero visibility. You can barely even see Bayshore there. The issue is what's behind that is Hillsborough Bay, and a lot of people out on their boats right now to take part in this boat parade, or at least on their way home after the boat parade wrapped up. I'll get you back to Max Defender 8, which is right here, and you can see this particular thunderstorm is a fast mover. It's racing from the southeast off to the northwest. Strong easterly flow as we're back into what we consider to be a normal summertime weather setup. Unfortunately, our normal summertime weather setup includes these fast-moving batches of showers and thunderstorms, and this is a particularly healthy one. I'm going to get back over to Max Defender 8. We'll pull out a little bit. You see what's behind this system, a little bit of a break, and then, yeah, we've got some more downpour. So, unfortunately, likely for a lot of folks that are in shelter right now, JB, you're going to start seeing those rainfall rates come down. it looks like, hey, things are getting a little bit better here. And then we've got one more batch of showers and thunderstorms that's going to be rolling on through before a much more significant break heading into the evening hour. So we've got this batch coming through over the next hour or so, likely a bit of a break, and then we'll still see the possibility for some showers and thunderstorms later on this evening.
And we got some commenters joining us here again. If you've been with us here before in WFLA Now, you know how it works. You can use the hashtags underneath my name or Ian's name, hashtag HeyJB, hashtag HeyIan. We can get to your Facebook Live comments here. And Ellis Walker asking hashtag HeyJB, maybe move the victory celebration to Amalie Arena. And I don't know if there was a plan B. And it takes a tremendous amount of work to get the entire Tampa Bay Lightning organization to Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park. To get them to move again and get them to Amalie Arena, it would be an enormous undertaking. And Ian, I don't know about you, but I haven't heard about any plan B, so to speak.
I'd have to think that logistically that's almost impossible at this point. Not only are you trying to move it, but you're trying to move it in the middle of this deluge right now, this very heavy thunderstorm that's right above downtown Tampa. It is going to be passing, but it's going to take a little while. And the danger in the short term, which is why people need to stay in shelter if you're out at Julian B. Lane, is that this thunderstorm is continuing to produce not only the heavy rainfall, but more importantly, the cloud-to-ground lightning strikes, which are very dangerous. And we're talking about a massive amount of people right now that are in downtown Tampa out at the park. So right now, staying in shelter, we're waiting for this thunderstorm to pass. Hopefully, as this thunderstorm uses up some of the atmospheric energy right above downtown, the cluster that you see farther off to the south and east, hopefully that'll weaken a bit as it moves across Hillsborough Bay and towards South Tampa and downtown Tampa. After that, we do get a significant break in the activity. If you look across southern parts of Polk County into Hardy County, Highlands County, the eastern part of the county has got some very isolated thunderstorms starting to break out. But I want to show you this. If I can pause this loop a second, and we'll get this pulled up in terms of rainfall rates. Look at this. This is torrential downpours right now, and the bullseye of it is directly above downtown Tampa, unfortunately. Bayshore, where you were just seeing that camera shot from Winters and Yonkers on Bayshore, right above the crosstown and directly above downtown Tampa. Let me knock the lightning off a quick moment with this, and then we'll get basically an estimate of how much rainfall we're seeing, which is certainly a lot right now. We'll talk about rainfall rates. 6 inches an hour, 5 to 6 inch an hour rainfall rate. You want to talk about a tropical storm, JB? That's a tropical downpour right there, unfortunately, being produced by this thunderstorm right above downtown Tampa. We don't see much in terms of, actually, there's a bit of gusty wind now on the west side of Riverfront Park. This thunderstorm may be gusting out a little bit. The most intense part of the storm just passed over. So still going to stay in shelter here in the short term. We're going to continue to watch this thunderstorm very closely. Let me pop the lightning back on and see if we see any changes with that.
And the lightning strikes are particularly noteworthy here because we're talking about a lot of folks, thousands, tens of thousands, really, not all of them getting to Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park, but thousands of people on their boats, thousands of people that congregated here in downtown Tampa for the big lightning celebration to see the Stanley Cup. And so we have a high concentration of people here in downtown Tampa. And as Ian noted, really the bullseye of what we're seeing on Max Defender 8 right now is centered here on downtown Tampa.
Yeah, the very worst of the storm now sliding just off to the west of Riverfront Park into West Tampa, Seminole Heights seeing some intense rainfall rates. But of course, the lightning threat extends out several miles from the thunderstorm itself. And in fact, we can get zoomed in here. That's downtown Tampa. Here's the Hillsborough River. We had a lightning strike very close to Riverfront Park,
That's right across the street from the station on Kennedy.
UT. Yep, that's UT. Yep. It's the park right there, the green space that overlooks the river. Beautiful space. It looks like we had a lightning strike just there in the last 15 minutes. So that's the danger that we're talking about. This is down a bit, of course, from Julian B. Lane Park, but this thunderstorm is producing some very dangerous lightning still at this point.
Now we'll go split screen here and show you of course, we have Max Defender 8 on the right, but on the left, our tower cam. Now, visibility has significantly improved here on the left side of your screen. So this is a break, but how temporary of a break is this as far as we're talking about in visibility? And it's still raining out there, but it's not the deluge that we were talking about here about 8 or 9 minutes ago.
Yeah, the heaviest of this cell, no question, is now past over downtown. We're still seeing some downpours, but it looks like the most intense part of the thunderstorm. That's a little bit farther off to the north and west. The issue is what's farther off to the south and east. So we're going to have to watch these with Max Defender 8 and see how well these maintain their intensity as they start wobbling into South Tampa, downtown Tampa, Seminole Heights, and points north from there. But if you're expecting the rain just to shut off here, unfortunately that's not happening, JB, as we move on through the next half hour or so.
Let's get to some of the comments coming in, everybody, here on Facebook Live. Meteorologist Ian Oliver joining us here, everybody. The Max Defender 8 weather team tracking this very, very closely here on Max Defender 8. Becky Jones here. Again, use hashtag HeyJB, hashtag HeyIan. We'll feature your comments, everybody, here on stream here from, again, the Facebook Live comment section on WFLA's Facebook page. Becky Jones, hashtag HeyJB, is Tarpon Springs about to get anything good?
Yes. Yeah, in fact, the stuff that's over us right now is drifting off to the north and west. That's the pattern today. We're in a strong easterly wind direction. So earlier, during the parade time, thankfully, when the bulk of everybody was still downtown, we had the sunshine. It got hot quickly. Temperatures surged into the low 90s. But in this easterly wind direction, what we see typically is showers and thunderstorms developing first across inland spots and then drifting back to the coast. So that's happening pretty quickly because we have this strong easterly flow. So northern parts of Pinellas County right now, you see right over East Lake and just to the east of Tarpon Springs, that's already where we're tracking some downpours. But let me put this back into motion for you on Max Defender 8. And what you can see is the motion of these showers and thunderstorms drifting back to the west. And this is a scan coming back to Max Defender 8 every minute. So that's why we're getting that good resolution right above 275 Hillsborough and into northwestern parts of Hillsborough County. All of that is wobbling off to the west and northwest and headed towards Pinellas County. So if you are watching from Tarpon Springs, you can expect some wet weather heading your direction.
How about this comment here from Ashley, hashtag AJB, we got through Elsa, we got this, LOL. And yeah, we're going to get these comments, of course, but you were just noting here, Ian, that there was some, that center bullseye here of these thunderstorms that are rolling through. I mean, they're coming through with tropical force intensity or tropical storm force intensity.
Yeah, in fact, the threat that we see through the next several hours, as outlined by the Storm Prediction Center out in Norman, Oklahoma, is for the risk of damaging wind gusts. They define that as in excess of 60 miles per hour. We did have some severe thunderstorms just outside the viewing area. Hopefully we can avoid those as these move on through. But yeah, the potential for these wind gusts 40, perhaps over 50 miles per hour is certainly there. So depending on where you are, for a lot of folks in downtown Tampa, that felt like a tropical storm. May have been what you talked about, Elsa.
Yep.
That moment moving through downtown Tampa may have been worse than Elsa for some folks, depending on where you are. Of course, we had some coastal flooding. We did have also huge rainfall tallies across inland spots, places like inland Manatee, inland Sarasota. And that is something else that we should point out. We've just seen an insane amount of rainfall in the last 6 weeks.
Yep. Before
today, we already had 5 inches in the month of July. In June, we had over a foot of rainfall at Tampa International Airport. So I can tell you, I was off yesterday, JB. I played some golf. The ground is saturated, which was my excuse for a very poor score. We don't need any more rainfall. We're getting more rainfall. That's a threat as we move on through the next several hours. And the next couple weeks here, it doesn't take much to get at least some nuisance flooding when you get a healthy thunderstorm rolling on through. But should point out right now, thankfully, we have no severe thunderstorm warnings. We're seeing big rainmakers, but also lightning danger as these thunderstorms move on through. And that is particularly the case today because of what we have going on outside.
How about Tammy Haynes here, hashtag HeyJB? Is there any threat of tornadoes with these storms coming through?
It's mostly the threat of some small hail and some damaging wind gusts because we've got some cool air aloft. Thunderstorms can collapse fairly quickly. All that air hits the ground, spreads out in every direction, and you get big wind gusts. Can never rule out with some strong thunderstorms over the bay that you get some quick spin-ups. That's not the primary threat that we're worried about today, though. It's mostly straight line winds, which can be, in many cases, just as damaging as a weak tornado, and also this lightning danger. So that's what we need to be mindful of. That's why we're on right now, JB. It's not really to talk about the heavy rain or the wind. It's the lightning threat with so many people outside right now in Tampa.
Yeah, and Ariel here, hashtag HJB, do you have any current shots of Julian B. Lane Park? And we don't, because our crews here Well, WFLA, they have also decided to, or been told to seek shelter. So our crews are powered down right now. Again, safety comes first with our crews out there in the field. So no shots to show you of Julian B. Lane. While we do have a lot of cameras there, they're not powered up at this time because Ian was noting the lightning strikes, of course, the heavy amount of rain that's coming through that area right now. We're going to keep it kind of locked here to Max Fender 8 and Tower Cam here, everybody on the left side of your screen. This is from our broadcast tower here in downtown Tampa, or tower that's right here by really where the parade just rolled through a short time ago.
I just got a tweet, JB, from Corey. He said 1 minute it's sunny, the next minute it's the end of the world, and we're currently at the end of the world portion of the Stanley Cup parade. So unfortunately, that's life in Florida in summertime. Middle of July, we had a lot of heat and humidity. Got some active sea breezes, and we get these showers and thunderstorms. Good news right now, even just looking out the window, JB, directly here in downtown Tampa, and as you can see on the left side of your screen, visibility and things in downtown Tampa have greatly improved from where we were at just 10, 15 minutes ago with an intense thunderstorm that moved on through. Bad news is what you see on the right side of your screen.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Rain.
So if we go back here to Max Fender 8 between Ian and myself, and if we kind of zoom in here on downtown Tampa. What I'd like to see here is just what's behind, because yes, showing here everybody the current look in Tampa, not so bad. This is not as bad as what it was about 15 minutes ago when we started this live stream. But what's behind this current line right now is a bit ominous, right? As far as
and actually, JB, this is pretty interesting. This is what we can do with Max Defender 8. I'm looking at a 30-minute loop here, and you see that intense line of thunderstorms in southern Hillsborough County. This is a 30-minute loop, and if you look closely there, you see that thin line that's emerging just north of it. In fact, if I can pause this for a second, I'll pause it midway through the loop. This was, okay, there it is, right?
3:09 p.m.
Yes,
so
I
right
have
now.
this remotely, so I'm working on this remotely, so it's a little bit more challenging. But right about there, you saw new thunderstorms that were being generated. Let me see if I can get back to the other screen, pull this back. That was actually outflow. I was talking about how quickly thunderstorms can collapse in this type of environment that we have today. You saw those thunderstorms that blew up over southern parts of Hillsborough County. Then just below my white line, now you see that little thin line on Max Defender 8. That's essentially a gust front. It's the Max Defender 8 picking up air that's rushing out from those strong thunderstorms in southern Hillsborough County, and then that actually triggers more thunderstorms. You see it right there, right along that boundary, boom, right over 75, right over Hillsborough Bay into South Tampa. So that actual boundary right there is acting like a little mini cold front, rushes out from one collapsing thunderstorm and generates new thunderstorms. So that's more heavy rain that we have off to our south and east that was actually created by those thunderstorms in southern Hillsborough County. So right now, there isn't a ton of lightning in the thunderstorm that's immediately off to our south and east, right over 75, but it's heavy rainfall, so the rain's not going to be stopping, and the lightning can ramp up very quickly. So unfortunately, that threat is not passed, and it looks like we still got a little bit until it does so.
Ian's got to get going here, folks, to get ready for our newscast tonight on WFLA News Channel 8. We got all your parade coverage, and also we're going to let you know coming up here in a short time what's going on at Julian B. Lane Riverfront Park, where, again, people were told to seek shelter as a result of the thunderstorms rolling through here on this hot July day here in Tampa Bay. So look for Ian Oliver and the Max Fender 8 weather team as far as monitoring this. They'll be live here with us, of course, as they've been here on WFLA Now, as well as on WFLA News Channel 8, making sure that everybody knows the very latest with, again, Max Fender 8, where we can see inside these systems a little bit more clearly. And we'll continue to monitor what's going on here in downtown Tampa, especially considering we have tens of thousands of people who have come down here specifically to see the Lightning and the Stanley Cup celebration. We'll go here full screen here, everybody. We'll stay here with you live on Facebook for just a short time longer. And as we look a little bit closer here at Max Defender 8.